It's your favorite YouTuber, L to the W, back again with another video. So you know, I was doing vlogs on a daily basis, and then I decided to change it to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, with the exception of vacation, which I talked about. So I did put out a video Monday, back from vacation, talked about some stuff going on with the car here, but sorry I didn't put out a video Wednesday. You know, one of the greatest joys we have in life, you know, is our pets. As you guys know, I have a few dogs, and those of you that watched intently have seen every now and then when I kind of go back home, I have medical appointments going through that area or whatever. I would sometimes stop at a vet's office and get medicine because I had a lab mix. She had hip dysplasia and it helped her get around. So basically late Monday afternoon, didn't see the dog laying on the porch right outside here in the shade with the big fan blowing on her. Went to go check on her. She was all the way in the back corner of the yard, laying in some shrubbery, some very soft landscaping, and I called her and she just whimpered really bad trying to get up. I tried to stand her up and she could no longer stand up. So on Tuesday morning I had to take her to the vet and have her put down. I don't really want to bring that stuff, but I just want to explain to you where I was, and then for pretty much the rest of the day I was shot. I really didn't feel like doing anything. I've had this dog since she was a little tiny puppy. I went to PetSmart one day with my late wife, and for some reason up there in the front on a pedestal in a little kennel they had this little black puppy, and she wouldn't even move. And then when my wife at the time went up to that dog, the dog stood up, wagged its little tail, and I don't know, we kind of fell in love with her and we adopted her. And I've had her for about like 14 years, 13 to 14 years. So I mean, she had a really good long life, but I've had her you know, a very long time, and it was kind of hard. You know, it sucks whenever you have to go take a animal to the vet and watch them, you know, go like that. So that's why I haven't put out a video. I actually had an appointment with the Camaro to take it into town, and then I had a whole day revolved around doing stuff with that, so that kind of got canned. Sorry about noise. I don't know what's going on today, but I've struggled trying to get this film because damn, if it's not a helicopter or something, I don't know what the hell's with the helicopters, right? I don't live near an airport, but now there's some big jet, but I just have to get this shot out. So tired of waiting. I even washed the car, so I'm kind of sweaty waiting for this noise to calm down. But anyhow, yeah, so subscriber KY Chevy sent me a message say, hey, LS Fest is this weekend, and I'm like, oh my god, totally forgot about it. It's this goddamn helicopter again. So it just goes this way, flies like behind the house, and then it disappears for a while, and then you hear it coming. I don't know, freaking annoying. Anyways, it's hard because I know when I edit this, that noise gets picked up so loud. But anyhow, yeah, so LS Fest is, and by the end of this video, I guess I'll have an answer as to whether I'm going. My dad's actually got the money. He's buying the Grand National, so I'm supposed to be running it over to Atlanta to him. So I'm going to ask him maybe, because he was going to drive me home, if maybe he wants to detour to Kentucky, do LS Fest and come back. If he's not up for that, then I guess I'm not going to go, because I had to get the car over to him. Like I said, I totally wasn't watching where I was. I mean, we just got back from vacation. I had the stuff with the dog, and just everything just kind of got thrown, and I lost track. I meant to check when the date was, but said still might go. I don't know. But game plan here. I'm gonna go ahead and back this Camaro out. I need to check the antenna, see what parts are there. If anything fell off into the fender, what parts are there. I need to fix it. It's just wobbling everywhere, like I showed you in my video. What's wrong with the Camaro? So need to do that. I'm still trying to find wheels. Damn, this is hard to find wheels that look good for this car. At least wheels that I can afford. I mean, I found a set and I was like, damn, that's it. And I looked, they're like $700 a piece. Like, oh my God. No, I don't want to spend $3 grand for just rims, and then I have to buy tires on top of that. And then I did some research on lowering the car, and wow, even that's gonna be it's not just as easy as it was with the HHR. Drop some springs, throw a little camber kit in there, and be done with it. This car's got the torque arm on the back, which goes from the transmission to the rear end, and then you have the panhard bars, or lower control arms, what some people call them, on the bottom. And honestly, I guess I need to get adjustable ones, because as you lower, it's going to shift the rear end around. And then same thing with the panhard bar. I need an adjustable one, because as you lower the car, it's going to rotate the pinion, I believe, down or so, and you have to rotate that pinion angle back up to keep the drive shaft in alignment, because you don't want the drive shaft to be either way like this. You kind of, there's like a certain angle it really needs to stay at. So there's actually a lot to it, but I'm still going to get it done, because the lower look is freaking awesome. But doing some research, I think instead of springs in the front, I might go spindles, because doing the springs in the front complicates a lot of things. Moving the tires and stuff causes some issues with some suspension components. It's not impossible, it's just the cheaper way to go. Spindles are the better way, so we shall see on that. But yeah, I need to go ahead and back this out. I want to look at that antenna, see what parts I need. I got the motor for the hatch release on order. It's coming from Rock Auto. I'm not sponsored by them, but damn, man, they definitely got the best prices. If you're not in a hurry, don't need the prices right, or you don't need your pieces right now, that's the way to go. But let me show you this. I actually went ahead, I just had to do it. I pulled this spare tire out. I want to show you this crazy contraption. So here it is. This is the inflator. Let me try to flip this upside down so you can actually see it then. There it is, tire inflator. Caution, it says carbon dioxide. And it's strapped to the wheel. And see here, you can see how this whole tire expands. You can see how the sidewall is actually tucked in here. So that's that. And then here's the rest. Here's the jack right there, and there's the tools. I guarantee, or I guess I can't guarantee, but I have to tell you, I can't tell you how many of these cars you can buy that are like 30 years old, or not 30, 25 something years old, and still have all of these parts. Like this car, the spare's never been touched. And evidently, most people that daily drove these cars would have had a flat, taken it out, probably wouldn't have put it back in, or parts would have been thrown around, or people would have stripped them out, said that's dead weight or whatever. So yeah, pretty cool to actually still have all these parts. And let me show you one more thing. I did find the wire for the light. It was actually right here. This wire here was actually taped right here. There's the tape right there, and it was underneath the carpet. Now this connector is a little bit corroded, so I took a screwdriver and popped it out of the housing here, and I'm just going to go ahead and take a little brush and clean that up and put a little contact grease on there. But there's the plug. It goes right there and plugs into the light. So it was here. The way this thing was here and it was actually taped right there, I assumed it was for something underneath here. So I just peeled back the carpet, and damn, there it is. There's the connector. I plugged in and the light works, so I'm happy. Yeah, so now I'll have my light working, so I figured that mess out. So now I just have to figure out what all's involved in getting this antenna fixed. A little tip here to third gen owners, and I know this is going to be hard to see, but you can see all this dirt back here. There's actually drain plugs right here, and there's another one right here. Yeah. So I know the lighting's not in my favor right now, but you just have to trust me on that one. So there's some drain holes back here, and as you can see, this kind of gets caked up with dirt. So if you have one of these, you might want to just pop your taillights out. Check, because if moisture stays in here, it's going to rust that out. I mean, I don't really plan on daily driving this car. and driving in the rain and such, so probably not that big of a concern, but I don't know, I'm just OCD about that, so I'm going to clean it out. But I just wanted to share that. I was actually vacuumed it and actually saw the drain plugs and was like, oh wow. So just wanted to share that with you, and now we're going to pull it out, or I'm going to get all this plastic back in, which the hardest thing is going to be lining up this kind of weird paper glove box that's in here. It has to stay in this piece, but I have to pull this out to get back here to where the screws are, and then inevitably all that starts coming apart. It's very weird. This reminds me of my '69 Camaro had this like paper glove box. Just a weird hidden little storage thing in the Camaro. So yeah, I'm gonna go put all this plastic back in, and then we're gonna pull it out. Okay. I said it a while back, somebody had put these clear turn signals in the car, and quite honestly, I don't know, I don't like the look of that big white thing there. I know some people might not be a fan of amber. To me, I like it, and it's my car. But I wanted to show you something weird on this car. I never knew this, because when I owned mine, I never tried to take these lights out. And see, and this is what's, look at this cheap stuff here. Look at how warped it is. Well, I guess it's supposed to be one little bend, but it's not to the quality of the factory stuff. But anyhow, the fender actually has 4 ears that stick out, and it uses these weird clips. So what you do is you put the side marker in, and then you have to put these clips in. Actually, yeah, you'll slide them in like this into the ears, and then this piece here keeps it, and then you rotate it down and snap it into place like that. Very weird. I tried to take these out from underneath. I thought that was the proper way to do it, but you can get to it from here. I watched a video on it and they made it sound so easy, no tools required. Well, there's the one down there, and I don't know, my hands are just too damn big. I couldn't get in there, so I had to like loosen the battery and move it out of the way. And then on this side I have a horn right there, as you can see. I had to take out of the way to get to this, but there you can see the ears sticking out, and that's what the inside looks like. I really can't show the other 4, but you could, or the other 2, but you can see right there the ears. And whatever that was. So if you're doing this on a Camaro, if you need to change yours, you want to go clear, or you need to replace yours, I would take that horn out on this side and just loosen the battery up enough and push it over on that side. But to me, I've already got that side done. That looks so much better. To me, it just doesn't stand out quite like that clear does. I'm still torn on these. I do kind of like them, and they'll probably stay, because the factory ones are kind of hazy. And if I did put these in, I'd probably buy new ones, but I do kind of like those. But I think I'm going to put an amber bulb in there so it's the right color. I'm no closer to an answer to this as to why this is falling down. I do have a computerized version of the service manual, so I'll see what it takes. The bad thing is the hood here, the hinge, is part of the top of the fender, so I don't see taking this fender off as even any kind of option without taking the hood off. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'll have to look at the specs. But while I had the center caps off, I was telling everybody about the wheel differences. If you look, like, my finger almost goes all the way in here to touch. So the front is like a 5.5 or 4.5 inch backspace right there, and you can, well, you really can't see it, but there's a huge piece of metal right there. Where, hopefully, I don't know if you can see it right there. It even says rear. You can see the rear only goes up to my knuckle deep. So the rear is like a 3.5 inch back, something like that, or 4.5 backspace. So that's another complication with getting wheels and tires for this car, is that it automatically comes originally equipped with different backspacing for each wheel. So then you got to make sure, because of the way the axle sits in there too. Oh, fun. Alright, I need to go in and cool off a little bit, and then we'll figure out what we're doing with LS Fest.